All right. Well, let's take it from the top.
You're tuned in to TPE Network, fun yet informative podcasts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mouse House Plus Historic Episode 40. Nobody's ever said that. I'm Hank.
And I'm John.
And we're your hosts. We're covering the What If. This is our wrap-up edition, because we had some feedback. A lot that came in after the fact, which is cool. We asked for it, and we got it. John, you ready to do this?
Absolutely, Hank.
All right, we got a great one here from Russ. We'll start things off with Russ. Hi, Hank and John. With What If Season 1 coming to its conclusion, can you take a step back and take a look at the MCU on Disney Plus as a whole? Can we stop right there? John, let's take a look at that. And how do you think Marvel has done so far overall?
I think that just with doing Loki has now made everything that we used to do canonical. So that means that every Marvel movie now is, even as terrible as it is, because we can always just say it's a what if some bad director did it. But I mean, and this what if series is more or less showing that even those other shows and other series and other movies that we've watched can exist as well if these exist. So as a whole, in the direction that they went with these Disney Plus series, especially, I love the movies going all the way up to Black Widow, because I really didn't think that was that great of a movie. But the Disney Plus series really did exactly what we needed it to do to help, really usher in phase 4.
Okay. I think it's been a mixed bag. You've heard me on this podcast, and sometimes I'm super hyped up, and then other times I am like, what is this? And I'm getting a little worried. It's not there yet, but I'm just getting a little worried on some of the stuff. And that rolls right into Russ's next question. What have they done well, and what have they fallen short on? For me, what they've fallen short on is continuity. And I know everybody can say it's a multiverse, and that's why they did that, so they can just lean into that. But my goodness, like we're having issues on in the Hulk Indestructible, and all these different things. We're having some infighting on, not in a serious sense, but in a debate sense, we are, of what we grew up on comic wise, or what material they pulled from movies, and they're doing stuff that's contrary to that type of idea of the Hulk's power set is this, he can do this, this, and this, stay within these confines, and stuff like that. So I'm getting very concerned, because the more you churn this out and the more you bring in more directors and writers that don't know the source material, don't care about the source material, and are told, make your own story, you're going to get some stuff that is going to not resonate with fans. Some fans. I'm real hardcore picky about certain characters, and you're starting to lose me on some of that stuff. I just want some continuity.
I could toss in a good example for you, or a great example actually, which the series that I know you really aren't thrilled about, but Ms. Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we already know from the get-go that there are no Inhumans in this world, because they have burnt that bridge to the ground. But yet she has all of her powers because of from what I understand, it's like a bracelet or something like that. So she's not an Inhuman. There, see, that's what I'm getting at. She's not an Inhuman, But in the comics, she's hardcore Inhuman. But they wouldn't go back and do that because they've already seen how miserably failure that the Inhuman series was. So I think that's a very much what you're talking about here. And yes, I get that. I understand. I think for me, I mean, I can let some of the continuity slide just because I understand that they're working with. I mean, before they were working with only like 2/3 of their characters and not even the mutant population because of Fox. So they had to try and redo things, figure other ways of bringing in characters to get their end results. Case in point, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So it's I mean, they're working with what they had at the moment. Now they have everything. So what I would be concerned with is if they're going to go back and start retconning things
Right.
and making changes now that they can. But I mean, and you've already destroyed the time stone. So
And the only other thing I will harp on for just 1 second before we just move it along to the rest of Russ's email is you have a lot of other characters you can pull in and pull from, and the lead time from concept to finished product is so long, and because you have such a big company and so many moving parts, that I feel like you're gonna squander some opportunities. I mean, Agents of Sword, which is coming in 2023 now,
yes, possibly.
that would have been on fire had it had showed up, last year, this year, or was coming out next year, early next year. To me, you could have capitalized on some of that stuff, but since the lead time is so long, when they started writing that and they're starting to cast stuff, how many people are going to care that we're going to get some of our Agents of Shield characters back when it finally comes around?
I mean, do you think that it was because they wanted to see how well the Agents of Shield series did on syndication? And since they see that they've got a larger following, they're like, okay, maybe we can go back and do this, but let's not do Shield. We'll do Sword, so we don't have to worry about stepping on toes.
You're exactly right. And this is what I don't. This is another thing that's getting really bothersome with Marvel. Well, I will say Disney is they are so big into taking the pulse. They do something, they take the pulse, and then they do something else, and they take the pulse, and then they do something else, they take the pulse, and they're trying to make these calculated moves. When they first began, they just made moves. They were the Apple of entertainment. You didn't know you needed this giant phone. It's called a tablet. You have to have it. I have to have that. It was just like you got hit with the scepter by Loki. And that's how they started. Because how many people would have said, you know what? I want the first hero to be Iron Man. Not very many people. In retrospect, people will say they would have said that, but most people would have said Hulk. They would have said Thor. They would have said, Fantastic Four done correctly, X-Men done correctly, or something. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but at the same time, I can totally see them going. They're working against that because they're doing the pulse, because look what the Star Wars franchise did. They took over Star Wars and then they did their own thing, never listened to anybody, and then they produced two garbage movies. I mean,
no, you were right. 3
millions and millions in there, and they didn't give one iota of what the fans were thinking. They were just like, hey, we're making a Star Wars movie. It doesn't matter what you think. It's a Star Wars movie, so why would you even care? Then it comes out, you're like, no, that was that. What did I just watch? I don't understand. How does this fit? So at least Marvel is checking to make sure that they're on the right path. Now,
and they're not though on some of these. Is the sad thing is
it's a hitter.
They have the right concept, but they're not executing correctly. So now it comes into the minutia of who do you listen to when you're one of these big, humongous companies? Who is capable to steer the ship of all these moving parts when you
I
have
mean,
a legacy. You're talking legacy characters. So all of us over 40 expect characters to perform in a certain manner.
yep.
So
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I get off my soapbox.
no, you're gonna get right back on it again. It's fine. Oh, I mean, yeah, I had something there and I've completely forgot it, so maybe I'll come back with it.
Okay.
But
Let,
it's no big deal. So
let's move on
what else does
to.
he have to say?
Okay. He says, he closes off by saying, "What are you most looking forward to in the future? Appreciate your thoughts." And that's Russ. Russ, we appreciate you. Thanks for all the retweets on social media. Russ, I am greatly appreciative of your efforts. So, what are we most looking forward to? I am looking forward to like Agents of Sword because we found out some casting information and stuff like that. And I'm so excited for it. But by the time it gets here, will I still be excited? Will they execute it properly? Will it be like Gil Grissom coming back to CSI Vegas and it's underwhelming for me? I don't know. What about you, John?
I'm excited for the Secret Wars because it seems that everything this is besides what Loki did, this is the other thing that everything is leading up to. Like we're supposed to see like everybody and anything in Secret Wars, and then from Secret Wars will more than likely spin Agents of Sword. So I mean, it's that I think that's where my money is right now.
Okay. Great questions, Russ. Next email comes to us from Elizabeth. Hi, Hank and John. The amount of A-list voice talent in this series was impressive, and I am happy and sad Chadwick's T'Challa made several appearances. I was expecting surprising character switches and mind-bending stories, but the repeated tragedies and apocalypses were depressing. If What If comes back for a second season, I'll let y'all preview everything before I watch it. Thank you so much for your podcast. And that's Elizabeth. John, I'm hearing this more and more from different community members. And then some of my friends who are also content creators are kind of taking a wait and see approach on season 2 of What If. What say you?
I mean, I'm still in. I mean, I get it that there was a lot of like downers in that series, but it's all spun off of what we've currently seen, which have always ended up in on a happy note. So I mean, and they're always like, we've all said this every single time we've watched a movie. But maybe they should have made this change here. Well, they're kind of showing us that, and typically, it always ends up, down the trash chute. So it's not typically ever like a good ending because, I mean, that's how they write these things. The story that is the good one, and anything else they would show you would just help you push you towards that original story again because every outcome is not good.
Right. But I think they could do a better job of separation of the downers and then the ones that we kind of had a little bit of fun with, like T'Challa becoming Star-Lord. We had some fun with that. And then Party Thor was amazing. If you can split those up just enough to where you're like, oh man, that one was heavy or whatever, two heavy ones in a row, and then this was great. They've got to hit those types of beats, I think, to keep people engaged because people have a hard enough time in life as it is without their content that they want to consume also being heavy.
All right, hold
So
on. I'm looking. Well, hold on. But see, the T'Challa episode where he became Star-Lord, that was episode 2.
right, it's real
And
early.
then the
Party,
what if Party Thor was episode, let me see, 9, 7, 8.
yeah,
No, sorry, 7.
7,
My bad.
7,
So I mean, between that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 episodes there,
right.
and
I would have done first 2 heavy, T'Challa, then some heavy, then Party Thor, and then we got Hope in the last episode. So
well,
I would have broken up like
honestly,
that. That's just me.
This makes me want to know what the 10th episode would have been, because
it was the Tony Stark Gamora.
Oh, I know that, but I meant like if it was going to be like your upper, because I mean, if they're going to be on Sakaar, last time we were on there, that place was nothing but a joke. So
right, that would have been
that
before this ending. Like that was supposed to come before that, because we were supposed to understand what the Infinity Stone Crusher was. That would have told us that. So it would have probably been 8, 9, one of them.
I mean, that could have fit real well in between the what if Doctor Strange lost his heart and the what if zombies. So that would have been episode. It hypothetically would have been episode 5, which would put it right in the middle.
That'd have been fine with me. Yeah, and you know, Tony Stark and Gamora would have been a hilarious pairing. So I think it would have been good.
Yep.
Well, you ready to move on to our next email?
Let's go for it.
Mark writes us and he says, I have a comment and a question. While Tony Stark wasn't chosen in the last episode, at least he didn't die. All right. And do you think we'll see any new toys based on the What If series? And that is Mark. John, that's all you, buddy. I don't know.
I mean, I haven't seen anything outside of the Lego recreation of the Hulkbuster suit that was supposed to be in Sakaar. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing like, you know, the What If Ultron. I could probably see that happening. But I mean, everybody else, it's not that far off from what you've already had. They've already made all these characters in Legend. What?
In the Thanos armor? Gamora?
You know,
that'd be kind of cool.
I could be on board with that. Yeah. Or like, or Captain Peggy or Captain Britain or whatever we're calling her.
Captain, whatever she wants to be called at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they took like one character off of each one, I'm just trying to think what they would have done with Party Thor.
What about Steve Rogers and the Hydra Buster? Yeah.
All right. Hold on a second.
You liking this?
You
like
toy sport. Let me go to my toy.
You like what I'm putting down? We've already come up with 4 or 5 toys they could have made. So hopefully they were thinking that. I like that Junk Buster, they called it. The Sakaar Tony Stark suit. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Okay, so I'm looking at the toys for What If. Looks as though, yes, there is. I mean, they're not cheap, but there is a Hydra Stomper that's like 55. There is Zombie Captain America. There's Captain Britain.
Unlocked.
There's Spider-Man with the cloak of levitation. There's Strange Supreme.
Wow.
And we've got Pop Funks of everybody.
Oh,
Killmonger
good.
from Killmonger with the Infinity armor. Captain Carter. There you go. There's your Gamora with the blade of Thanos.
Yes.
And that's Funko Pop. Zombie.
Can I have some applause, please? Can I put on the applause? Can I?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yep, Mark, your prayers have been answered.
What if
I'm actually going to get some of those?
Oh, here we go. What if Nebula with the blonde hair?
I'll hard pass on that one.
What if Frost Giant Loki? It's only $10.
That would be cool.
There we go. Pop. What if Ultron? Yeah.
There we go. Now you're talking.
Although it's only $10.99, but the Hydra Stomper is $20.
I can see that. The Hydra Stomper is huge.
Yeah, no, but it's a Pop Funk. So, and there's the Watcher.
Oh, that'd be a good one. He could watch this podcast. Intervene when I fail to hit record like last week.
Here, I will send you the link and you can do what you do.
Oh, buy all of them. You got it. All right. Can we move on?
Yep.
All right. This one, the next couple did not have a name attached to them. Just put your name in the box when you fill out that podcast contact form. This one said, I'm confused. Was all the stuff undone that happened after the Watcher intervenes in all the different universes, including the fight between him and Ultron, in which he was photographed? I never thought about that. Is that like when they battle and win? Is that undo all this?
I
or does
probably not, because you'd have to use the Infinity Stones to fix it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about the power cosmic to be able to give you an explanation of what he could do to fix things. I
okay?
don't know if that's possible. I mean, maybe it is like some almost like magical power. But I don't know. But no, he's absolutely right. That would be, um, yeah. I mean, well, but what are you gonna do? You said people took pictures of him.
Right. What is he? You
Yeah.
know, how do you prove it? How do you disprove it? How do you
And
find him
honestly,
again?
how do you know that world doesn't even like it's still there? It's probably wiped out because Ultron was on that world and that was what his goal was.
Good point. Good point. I think you have earned your first gold star of the episode.
Actually, I think I'm
Yes.
missing like 2 other gold stars because I had a couple other things in there that were really good that you agreed with.
This is why they cut that one episode, because we're like Tony Stark and Gamora. All right. The next one is an interesting question. So I might play the soundbite on that. If Steve was taken by Hydra, does that mean he was given a version of the super soldier serum?
It's an interesting theory.
What say you, John?
I don't think so, because they would have wanted to have a good model character to be able to do that, and this was Steve Rogers as Stick Boy. So, I mean, I don't think so. If anything, they had like a version of it that was just a mind control, and then they put him on ice, mind control, put him on ice. That's probably all that they did. I mean, alteration so he can be put on ice, but I really doubt it. I mean,
Can
it
you
wouldn't make
answer?
any sense, because look at all the people that they did that with. Those people were like hardcore fighters,
Can you
and the
answer
only
this
thing that makes him a
question?
hardcore, yeah.
Why would you even need him if you have the Hydra Stomper? Why would you need to
Maybe
freeze him and stuff and keep him over time, other than a plot twist to keep him alive for Peggy Carter?
no idea. I mean, unless he's got a lock on the inside and they just can't get him out. In that case, I bet it smells horrible in there.
Can I get that dance? Oh, no, never mind. That's a really cool question, though, because I never once thought about that. Like, does she throw the shield at him and he catches it in the arm? Does he take out T'Challa's dad? I don't know. That's a lot to process.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have one more email to get to. But first, make sure you check out our TPE Network store. Just head to tpenetwork.com and click the store button, and you can check out our new parody What If shirt that people have been laughing their heads off buying discreetly enough,
Hey,
which is fun.
I ordered mine.
Awesome. Okay. That is cool. That is very cool. All right. So the last email is from Jeff, and Jeff says, should we have gotten a scene of Doctor Strange playing out all the scenarios like in Infinity War? And there's another question after that, where he's like twisting around and stuff. Do you think that would have been a cool added touch or no?
Yeah, that would have been cool added touch, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know, his mindset was even there to that point. I really don't know. I mean, it's like he was just so riddled with issues that I don't think that oh, there's my other star. All right.
John's getting
But it would have made
stars like
sense. I mean,
crazy.
but it would have made sense for him to do that.
Yes,
But
that would have been kind of cool if he would have. And then did anybody sacrifice themselves on that?
no.
Okay, darn it. Because then he could have had that cool line that he had with Tony. If I tell you, it wouldn't happen. So that would have been cool. He could have said that's a Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next question in his email. Which universe did Black Widow get dropped off in? I've seen a lot of people asking this on social. I thought it was clear that it was the universe where Hank Pym was dusting people off. What, isn't that the correct one? because at the end they see the shield in the ice. Then we have the Captain Carter, and then we have Beeper Captain Marvel, and then we would have this new Black Widow, right?
Well, I mean, that's possible, but the thing is, the Asgardian were there fighting, and we know at the end of that episode they left because they got the person who ended up killing Thor. So,
Good point.
I mean, it's just random place. But just read something today. This is a hardcore Marvel fail, by the way, because if you're looking for a way to possibly introduce Black Widow back into the MCU, you had your chance.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
They could have opened up the portal and she went from cartoon to person.
That'd have been cool.
Boom. Yeah. And this place lost their widow too.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Well, that was close. Missed it by that much.
Yep.
This has really been some excellent feedback. Stuff I hadn't thought about. I should have probably prepped a little harder. Behind the old curtain there. John, anything you want to talk about before we wrap her up?
No, but I definitely got to do some research for everyone. Just news all over the place. Just to get everyone caught up, especially the big one that we were talking about earlier with the Agents of S.W.O.R.D. That's see, we can bring Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back from the grave.
And
wait, I said that wrong. The award-winning Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan podcast back from the grave.
Yes.
Ding.
Let's get it. Let's go. We get another one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But next week we'll be back with right here on Mouse House Plus, but with a superhero report type episode. That should be a lot of fun. And then coming very soon, John and I are going to be covering House of the Dragon. And I'm trying to slug through that book. I was like, okay, it's not too bad. Yes,
Audiobook.
it's not too bad. It's not
Listen
too
to
bad.
it in an audiobook. At least you get the voices.
Mm-hmm. We get some cool stuff. And we're going to be covering that. That starts at what, January?
Yes.
But you can subscribe to the House of the Dragon podcast that we're doing by heading to tpenetwork.com/subscribe. It's available almost everywhere so far. Still not on Spotify that I could find yet.
So let's let me see if I can maybe force your hand here. So let's get some feedback from people. Let's see if Hank will do a MODOK episode.
Oh, where is it? And then something solid follows that with that that series.
Oh, it was supposed to be garbage, and it was exactly what I wanted it to
be. He was so depressed, but maybe we will talk about it just for a fun episode, because we've got like 7-8 weeks before Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So
vacation time.
We've got episodes to churn out still. So please stay subscribed to Mouse House Plus. We're going to roll into Hawkeye. And then Alex and I will be doing Book of Boba over the holidays, kind of, at the end of December it starts. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This winter, for podcasting wise, is going to be outstanding.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to hear Alex back on the horn again.
Yes, he needs a break from his alternate reality. All right. Anything else, John?
Nope, that's it.
Hey, we appreciate your time as always, John. You bring a lot to the table on this podcast, and I can't thank you enough. But
it's not a problem, man.
For John, I'm Hank. Until the next time, we're signing off.
TPE Network. There ain't nothing else like it.